I set the Starlink satellite dish right there last Saturday. Since Saturday, we've had somewhere around 3 feet of snow. Look at the top of the sauna. You can see how much snow we've got there. I have not once cleared the snow off the dish. I just kind of threw it out there to see how well it would perform. The long-term plan is to attach it to the house somewhere. I will probably temporarily set it right up here on the roof to get it out of the snow. But let me just tell you, over the last 4 days that we've been in these crazy snowstorms, we've been able to stream videos. We have uploaded one video to YouTube, which took 21 minutes to upload it was probably nearly a 30-minute video, when it normally would take 4 to 5 hours with the old satellite internet. Cedar and I have been playing around with the Starlink internet. We have not given the kids the password to the new internet. They're still using the old horrible satellite internet that we've used for the last nearly 2 years. But let me take you back to the beginning and show you where it all started, where we tried to get by without satellite internet because we knew it was just so bad. So I got my hands on a Connect 4 GX, and I'll tell you right now, this is not cheap, but I have to have cell service up at the property. So I started thinking, now this is designed for a 110 volt normal application in a house. So what I did was I purchased a 20 watt solar panel on eBay with a charge controller for about $54. Yeah, my idea was that I was going to use some of the old wood, some of the old barn wood that I have laying around, and make a birdhouse. And I'm going to put this external antenna way up high in the tree of that Douglas fir that I have at the bottom corner of my property that's about 50 feet tall. And then build a birdhouse that looks like a birdhouse to hide the components in. Okay, there goes the inverter. There we go. Satellite internet has had such a bad reputation for the longest time. For this reason, I went to the lengths that I thought were necessary to try and get around the need for satellite internet. We are a family that uses the internet. Living completely off-grid doesn't mean that we still can't benefit from having the internet here at our place. I can hike about a quarter of a mile up the hill behind our home and have 5G on my phone. But down at the house, because we're hidden behind a couple of mountains, we basically had nothing. I built this little birdhouse that would house the best WeBoost system I could get. At this time, this was our only option as we had no power up there. And it worked. And the way that I built this WeBoost system to work with the solar panel and the inverter actually worked. For a little while anyway. At some point, we were not getting enough direct sunlight to maintain the battery, and it basically sat there until I started framing the house, at which point I took it down. but the idea behind it and the way it turned out ended up pretty cool. I then took that same exact system out of the birdhouse, then took it down to the house and installed it there. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Again, I made a phone call crystal clear down to my wife, which was pretty important. As we're starting to get some of the little things figured out around the house, like the washer and dryer, like the refrigerator, like some of these things that we take for granted, one of the things that we struggle not having is internet. I need to be able to check emails, and our cell phone reception can be a little bit spotty. I have a cell phone booster that I got from WeBoost a couple of years ago, and I built an antenna that I could mount on the end of the house and raise the WeBoost receiver antenna up about 10 feet higher than our house is. This puts it somewhere in the neighborhood of about 30 to 35 feet high. I had the antenna pointed directly at the nearest cell phone tower, and I'm hoping that this is enough to boost our cell phone signals to LTE. We got the old WeBoost system, which, by the way, I have a brand new WeBoost that's supposed to be the best one they've made showing up this week. But we've got internet. We can check emails. It's a little bit sketchy. I'm going to try and upload this video from here. We'll see how it works. But we're making progress. We're chipping away at some of these things that we hoped we would have up here.
It's almost surreal. It almost feels like this is not even, we've been wanting this for so many years. We've been working so hard that it's like, geez.
We're finally
come a long ways.
getting there. But this is the newest WeBoost system, and I was anxious to see how much better it was than the other system that we had. Now again, we're not interested in being completely disconnected from the outside world. Keep going. Okay, right there, stop. Bueno. While we may not want to live in the nearest subdivision, it doesn't mean we don't want to have contact with friends and family over the phone or through social media. Over 3 years ago, I figured out that by going a ways up on the hill, I could actually get LTE on my cell phone. After installing the WeBoost Home Complete system, not only was the cell phone coverage crystal clear, but I was able to use my phone as a hotspot to get on the internet. I don't believe we will be able to upload videos from here but I was more than able to watch videos on YouTube and Netflix. This is more than good enough for us. The coverage was much stronger in the front room than it ever was before. When you're there, call me. I need you to pick up some other stuff too. Okay, this is the install video for the Starlink satellite internet. I am going to temporarily set it on the corner of the roof until we decide just exactly where we're going to mount it, and then I just need to run the wire inside and that's it. I have an existing hole for the old from the old battery box that I built. So for right now, I'm not even going to drill any new holes. I just need to get that thing inside the house. Let's go in the utility room. I'm going to plug this in to this and pull the excess cord through, just because I don't want it out there. I'm gonna go outside and film the dish when Cedar plugs it in here, so we can show you what it does. It's pretty cool. So it took longer for me to pull the cord through the wall than it did to actually set up the satellite. Once Cedar plugged the power cord in, I went to the Starlink app, followed the instructions, the dish located the satellite, and we're good to go. The plan is to obviously take that antenna down that I built and mount it up there, because we haven't used the WeBoost cell phone booster in quite a while, because we just never could get it to work that well. We use Wi-Fi calling for just about everything, and even that can be a little bit hit and miss, but it's better than what we had before. I'm going to permanently attach it to the house. Starlink does make a couple of options for mounting, but I'll probably end up using that satellite dish mounting setup from the front of the house, move it to the back of the house so it's not so obvious and it's not seen. And then I will move the router to the by the TV, which is basically giving us the strongest signal at that point. So we couldn't be happier with it. 20-minute uploads on videos, streaming, all the stuff that we never would have imagined that we would have had up here. This was the last big hurdle to jump, especially as a family that uses the internet the way that we do. So we couldn't be happier with Starlink.